All right, well, welcome to episode 4 on this crazy train. So, believe it or not, they actually reached out to me. Or when I say they, I mean she, the Marissa Rock character. Now, I was debating. I haven't opened up her messages because I don't even know why she still has my number. I don't even have her number, but I see like her notifications just blowing up my phone on Instagram and on through text message was crazy. And I was debating if I should show these messages or not. But I don't know. I think it'll be fun. I mean, I'm not going to show her her actual number or anything, but she did blow up my phone, and I thought it'd be fun to show these messages for content, right? Like, and this is what I'm saying, you guys. Like, when these people do you wrong, when they betray you and you literally just mind your business, these people try to re-enter your life, or they try to fix things because they know they messed up, and you just don't allow these people back into your life. So I almost don't even want to give her or them, because it's collective, I don't even want to open up these messages, but just for content's sake, because I'm never going to talk to these people again in my life. I don't even know how they've seen this video. I'm not even like a viral YouTuber yet, but like I have like no motion on YouTube right now, so this tells me that they're literally stalking me, which is weird. And the messages that she has sent, you know, the ones when you get text messages and even if you don't open it, you can you see the notifications. I was seeing this, and if you've been watching my previous videos, one of her messages, she has said it's a misunderstanding, Bryson, blah, blah, blah. But I'm thinking to myself, like, misunderstanding? You should have been telling me this 3 years ago. That's what makes this so weird. So before I open up these messages for the first time, I do want to say that I was showing this to one of my other friends, to one of my homegirls, and she thought that this was all crazy because she was like, dude, she's blowing up your phone like you guys are in a relationship. And she was. Like, she hit me up like we in a relationship, like we still cool, like we talk regularly. So anyways, I'm being super, what's the word I'm looking for? Dramatic. I'm showing y'all the tea. Mind you, if you watch it, I have not heard from this person in 3 years. They see this series that I'm putting out and then they reach out to me. I haven't heard from you in 3 years. I don't care about anything you have to say. But to the audience, I'm just letting you guys know, don't let these people back in your life to try to blow up your phone. I'm actually interested in what she sent me on Instagram. So I'm going to go to the Instagram. Again, I'm not going to show her. I'll read it to you guys. Her actual, like, who she is. But I'm going to open these for content's sake. I almost don't even want to give her that, but F it. Let me see. Oh my gosh. So she called me like 1, 2, 3, 4. She even was calling my best friend. Oh my goodness. Yo, oh my. Okay, she called me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. That's just through Instagram. She actually called me a bunch through my actual number. And this is what she's saying. Bryson, with like multiple ends. Come on, with multiple ends. I know where you live. Don't make this 304 come knocking at your door. I knew she was you know what's funny? I was telling my homeboy, I'm like, bro, she's gonna come to my house. I feel like she is, because she knows where I live. I was like, she's gonna pop up. She might not now after seeing my previous hashtag bars. Okay, this is what's weird to me, and I know she's gonna see this though. She's talking to me like we still talk. Like, she's talking to me like I'm the same person I was 3 years ago. Ignorant of the fact that I'm a completely different person. I don't care about what you have to say. I don't care about talking to you. I don't care about the group of friends that you are with that I put together. I'm not the same person. Maybe FaceTime too much. Let's just do a regular call. Hey man, I never ignored your calls like this. Bryson, come on. Look, you want to give me a piece of your mind? Okay, I'll hear you out, but just want to hear me out. Bryson. Come on, Bryson. Then she's like voice calling me a lot. Bryson, please talk to me. Bryson Smith. She called me by my whole name. Wow, that is insane. This is insane. She looks crazy. Yeah, you guys, let me go to my text messages. I might as well just open these just for the heck of it. I saw your, okay, she says, I saw, oh my gosh, her last text message to me prior to this was February 14 of 2023. February 14 of 2023. Anyways, this was on June 11th that she sent this. This was probably after like episode 1, I think it was. Yeah. She says, Bryson, hey, I saw your videos on YouTube and I think we need to talk about it because I think there's some big misunderstanding. Okay, like, again, you should have been telling me this like 3 years ago. Bryson, I know you're getting these. You said you weren't going to talk to me anymore, but at least hear me out because it's not what you think it is. Even though you called me a 304 who loves everybody, you know that was wrong. I never badmouthed you, Bryson. This is just really strange behavior to me. And this is how people will get when you mind your business, when you actually stop caring and don't care. This is what I'm saying. Everyone should get to this point because especially when they do you wrong, when these people do you wrong, you got to remove them out of your life. Just be cutthroat. I have learned to just be way more cutthroat. And I don't mean this in like a crazy way, but just like mind your business, you know, like there's no way I'll be talking to someone like her or people like her ever again in my life. Lesson learned, and I'm just going to move on. And you know what, even while I'm talking now, I'll probably just get straight into it with my breakup situation with my ex and talk about what I learned from that. Now, I said I would do that in 2 parts. So I am going to do that. But I'm just going to get past this whole little situation that I've been, you know, this whole friend group betrayal thing. When people are fake, remove them out of your life and be done. That's what I learned from that. Moving forward now, that I just gave you all this tea. Okay, so I'm going to talk about, I met this girl through TikTok, already red flag. I've learned over the years that meeting women that have active Twitter accounts and active TikTok accounts, red flags to begin with. At the time, I did not know this. Any woman who is so openly spewing her personal business out on the internet for people they don't know to chime in on personal things within their life are red flags. Do not date these women. I'm telling you now. You don't ever do it. Anyways, met this really pretty girl through Instagram. This was 5 years ago. We got really, really close. We got really, really close for 4 years. We hadn't met in 4 years, but you know, you just have friends online that you know and you guys talk all the time. That was kind of our thing. It was never anything like serious, you know, like I would see people, she would see people, but we were always like really tight like that. And then it got serious when she actually moved out here towards me. So once she moved out here in my area, it just so happened she moved out here. That's when we started dating seriously. And it got really serious, you know, I knew her family, she knew my family. We'd always hang out, and then we eventually just became a thing. And it was serious. We dated for about a year. Yeah, it was like a year. And the relationship was great. Okay, let me let me be completely honest, because I want to be very transparent when I have stories like these. The relationship was great. We were super into each other. We knew each other's family. We had a lot of fun. There was this one night, and this was the trippy part. Okay, so at this time, I had a couple friends over my house. They were old coworkers of mine. At the time, I had this job that I had left, and I had some really close coworkers, and we were supposed to hang out, and we never did just because life stuff. And I think this was like 6 months removed from me working this particular job. And so one day I was like, dude, you guys could just come over to my house. And it was 2 guys. It was 2 of my homeboys and a coworker that was a female. And I remember I invited them over on like a Thursday afternoon at 12. I told them to come at 12. One of my homeboys, for whatever reason, he said he wouldn't be able to come. He just kind of like late. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. Maybe next time. And then so my other homeboy and I'll call him, I'll just call him like Sean, and then I'll call this other girl Amelia. That's not their actual names, but I'm just going to say. So Sean and Amelia came over at 12. We had some drinks. We had some pizza. We were just kind of hanging out, you know, just enjoying the Thursday afternoon. It was a beautiful day, I remember. And And as we were catching up, and this was a really huge lesson learned for me. But I was like, okay, I can't ever put myself in situations like these, especially when I'm in relationships. Anyways, Sean, it was like a couple hours in, he said he had to go. It was like his time to go. Mind you, we had been drinking and eating. So now I'm left here with Amelia. I'm in a relationship. Like I'm in a real committed relationship at this point. And as the hours go on and we're drinking, I end up making out with this girl. So I cheated on my girlfriend. But it didn't go further than that. I did not sleep with this girl. It stopped. She went home and that was that. And I remember like, when I would see my girl, and I'm just going to call her, I'll call her Amali. That's not her name, but Amali. When I remember being around Amali, and see, I'm the type, I know I shouldn't be doing wrong because I have a heart and I just be feeling bad. But I remember she would always be so happy to see me and I would feel terrible about that because I made out with this chick drunk. Anyways, I ended up telling her, my girl, broke her heart. That hurt me to see her like that. I was like, okay, I'm never making that mistake. I had learned, I was like, okay, so even if I am in love, like even if I am into someone, I have to not put myself in scenarios like that. Because my girl was, when you tell someone that, she's thinking like I was out to cheat on her this whole time. I was, you've been wanting to do this, blah, blah, like all this crazy stuff. But it really wasn't even that. She was just an old coworker of mine. There was I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't even want that to happen. They were just old coworker friends that we had been planning to hang out for months and it never followed through. And on this particular moment, it followed through and then that happened. But so anyways, I shared this information with her. It broke her heart. And that was like a little hiccup. We had to, really get through our relationship. I was telling her like I did not sleep with this woman. I did not want to. I was super drunk. And I'm not making an excuse for myself. I was in the wrong. Like I know I was in the wrong. That's why I told her this. I know a lot of guys might say you don't have to say anything, and I didn't, but I felt terrible. I'm just like, I know I shouldn't be doing wrong. Anywho, told her this. We got through it so much so that it became a joke, right? Apologized. Yeah, we got through that. She was able to forgive me because it was nothing. I'm for the most part, I really am an honest dude. So when I make a mistake, like I know people might say, if that was me, don't tell me. But I'd rather you tell me because I want to know what I'm dealing with. So what I was like, I should tell her this. This is wrong. Anyways, so oh my gosh, anyways, this girl was a model as well. So she had a manager and we're based in California, right? This is like the beginning of the end of my relationship. She tells me that she's gonna go to New York for this like modeling gig for a couple months. I remember when she told me this, I was like, my relationship is over. The reason why I knew my relationship was over was because this particular woman that I was dating was extremely immature. And I was ignorant to that because of our history. Mind you, at this point, we had known each other for about 5 years and very immature, very childish behavior. For example, she would put everything on TikTok about, our relation. She would post crazy things on Twitter. So much so, and she doesn't know this, and she may or may not know this if she ever watches this, but I was actually contemplating breaking up with this woman at one point. And not to give myself an excuse, but in the time that I was contemplating breaking up with this woman was when I was kissing that one chick, or I kissed that one girl. And I was still wrong for that. But put it like this, she was 25, she was just turning 26, but she acted like a 20-year-old. In fact, all of her homegirls were like 22, 23, 21, and she acted like that. And I see that most women today actually do act like that, and our culture supports it. And it was a huge turnoff for me because it was so immature that there was aspects of her that would really turn me off. But because I was like, well, this girl really loves me. she's pretty, you know, like we have a history. I'm just gonna be with her. Like that was my frame of mind, and I wasn't mad at it. I fell in love with her. I was gonna, it's so funny because she was the one that said I love you first. She was the one that brought up marriage first. And initially I wasn't, I said I have to like grow to that, and I did. So there's that. Anyway, she ends up going to New York for what was supposed to be a couple of months. And she never told me the details till she got out there. But apparently she was supposed to go to these clubs from like 11 or 12 a.m. to like 2 a.m. out in like New York and Manhattan and all these different major cities, and essentially just be like pretty girls in clubs on the weekends. Right? Like, you know where this is going. And so, but she didn't tell me that until she got out there. Like, I knew she had to go to New York, and I knew it was supposed to be a couple months, but I didn't know the details of it. And so when she had told me that, I was like, there was really nothing I could do at that point because she's already in New York, and she's a model, and she's immature. You kind of know where this is going. Anywho, to fast forward all of this, maybe I'm just going to have it all in one part. This girl ends up cheating on me, lying to me, and ghosting me and blocking me. And I knew this woman for 5 years. Oh, I lost so much respect for her. I don't even want to call her a woman because she really just acts like a little girl. And broke my heart, really did. It changed me. I never expect, like, I know, and I seen the gradual shift. She went from, you know, her text messages stopped coming in as much. It became hard to reach out to her, right? All the red flags, which she would always respond to me, always. And I used to bring this up to her. I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Like, why are you switching up? She started to lie. I would watch her Twitter feed. I remember this one time I told her like I made a Twitter, because at this time I did make a Twitter, and I told her I followed her, and she was like, why are you following me on Twitter? And then I remember she like privated her account for a moment, for like, it was like for a few days. And that's because she wanted to hide what she would do on Twitter. This girl was very, very immature, very childish, very early 20s-esque. And I was like, I'm never dating an immature woman again. Never dating a childish woman again. And I had to find out she was cheating on me through Twitter. She was talking about how she has feelings for this dude and how she's been seeing him and how she went on vacation with him. And I could tell she wanted me to break up with her because she would post things on her Instagram story that I would see. And I would be like, oh, she's with someone. But she never would like do it with, she would never actually directly tell me that. But she wanted me to see that. And eventually she just stopped answering my phone calls altogether. Stopped doing I didn't even get the it's not you, it's me kind of thing. She just stopped talking to me altogether, which I thought was crazy. I'm like, dang, you didn't even break up with me. And then so she did block me. I think it must have been like a month later I had seen that she had unblocked me, and that was the last time. Oh no, I had seen that she had unblocked me. And then I remember, because at the time my emotions were still attached, so I was still looking at her stuff. And she was that guy ended up breaking her heart and just running through her. And then she just started going from guy to guy on dating apps out there. And then she started talking about how dating in New York is terrible, that people are trash. But I remember looking at her, I'm like, you're the trash though. What are you? So you just monkey branched to another guy who played you. Then you went to another guy, and then you're just going on dating apps, going from guy to guy, talking about how dating is trash in New York, when we've been together for a year, known each other 5 years, and you just went back to the streets. But this is normal today. Like, I was very naive of this. And this is, never heard from her since, by the way. Like, I'm sure she still stalks me though. I know she still stalks me like on social media, like TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, so what I had learned from all this, let me make sure my camera cuts off at 30 minutes, was to not date women that have active Twitter accounts, not date women that are on TikTok. The reason why I met, because I'm pretty popular on TikTok, and so I have met a lot of people on TikTok, but a lot of the women on TikTok are extremely liberal. And a lot of them, they're all on some sort of antidepressant, and they're all in therapy. And they're all victims too. They're never doing anything wrong, even if they are doing wrong. They can never. So many of these women on those apps that are, and then they all. Let me get my thoughts together. I've noticed they all seek attention outside of who they're with. Major red flags. And I was dating a woman like this. She had over 1 million followers, like 2 million followers. She was a model. Very low self-esteem. A lot of these women are pretty, and I noticed that a lot of women are very insecure, which trips me out because I'm not insecure at all. And I think a lot of men aren't insecure, and they're unaware of how insecure women are, especially the pretty ones. Anywho, yeah, so the woman I was with, she was someone who constantly sought attention and validation from the internet, and constantly acted extremely immature and would post crazy things on Twitter. And to me, it's just trippy how the world we're in right now supports this immature, disgusting behavior from women, because it's how they get their attention. A lot of these women today, if you're a man and you're still watching this, they don't even want you. They just want your attention. And this is what I seen in her. She had every red flag that any man would tell you about a woman in her. And I only was with her because of our history, and I thought it'd be different, and I was a fool. So it was a lesson learned from me. But literally every red flag. No daddy issues, grew up with no father figure. Her mom was in and out of relationships. Her mom never married. Oh, and when she did get married, she cheated. So like, and all this plays a role into the woman I was with, because I see it. I'm like, she's just most likely going to end up just like her mom. No father figure, hated men. She hated men, but she liked me or loved me. But she had this like underlining hatred from men. And mind you, she told me, so you know how she ghosted me in the relationship and she never broke up with me? She actually did that with her ex, the man before me. I remember talking to her about this because we were friends before we were actually romantic partners. So I knew who she was as a person. I knew who she was as a woman. And she was always immature. But again, I thought it'd be different because of our relationship. But she said she just stopped talking to him. She didn't want to be with him. She didn't break up. She just stopped talking. And he just had to figure it out. And she was like, she told me she was a coward. I was like, how poetic is this? She ends up doing the same thing with me, where she just goes to another city. And she, by the way, she ended up living out there in New York. Remember, she was supposed to go out there for 2 months for a modeling gig and come back. She ended up going out there, meeting another man, and living out there. Like, she still lives out there right now, I'm sure. And just ghosted me. Knew her 5 years. In fact, our conversation was we were going to end up getting married. And both of our families thought we were too. So these are the kind of women that are out there, you guys. It's crazy. Don't give women, especially women like these women who are constantly seeking validation, constantly seeking attention from the internet. Because I promise you, when you are with them, they're going to be seeking attention elsewhere, not from you, from the internet, from random people who just want to sleep with them. That says so much. Like, for whatever reason, that means everything to them. Like, I don't know what it is about that, but social media has changed the dating landscape. And a lot of these women end up just sleeping with the same guy, especially in the black community. STDs are crazy. This particular woman I'm talking about, one of the men she was sleeping with before me, this is how crazy this is. She didn't even know this guy, but anyways, you know how quick it is that people sleep around today. She ended up sleeping with him, catching chlamydia, and she still wanted to be with him. She wanted to be with a man that gave her chlamydia and was sleeping around because, I don't know, I can't even explain to you why. I remember her telling me this story. She went back to his house because she needed to get something. And he had another woman there, and she was banging on his door, and he told her, "You need to calm down or I'm gonna call the cops." So even though he was sleeping around, she was telling me that she still wanted to be with him, even though also he gave her chlamydia. The trippiest thing, right? Like, these are broken women. This is the kind of woman I was with. Never again. I see every red flag now. I'm just like, it's not worth it, you guys. Your peace is not worth it. I probably sound like an idiot, like even as I'm saying this right now, because you're like, bro, how did you not know? I was naive to our history. I was naive to our friendship. I thought it would be different for me given our history. But that doesn't seem to be the case. And now I know that. So I would say my best advice is to mind your business and let women work to be in your life. Do not just give your attention out. This has to be a mutual thing. Look at her character, her upbringing, all this stuff really matters. You know, if she had a dad or not, how she is with her friends, how old are her friends, how mature are her friends, how mature is she? Because this is stuff that I did not look at when back then. For me, and I said this in previous videos, it was kind of just like, if you're cool, at least on a friendly note, and I'm cool, you're cool, we could be cool, but it's so much deeper than that now. Like, I'm not just out here, you should never just be dating a woman just because she's pretty. It's deeper than just being pretty. And I don't think a lot of these women today realize that. They are so focused on vanity and themselves and how they physically look on social media, ignorant of the male perspective of them, because it doesn't matter, right? Because men are disgusting and men don't matter. And so when they get played by these men that they're all seeing, they think they just need to be pretty and cute. But men don't just marry pretty and cute. Men marry motherly women. Of course, if she's pretty, it's a plus, but like they sleep with pretty, but they marry the motherly woman. But they don't really, the women today don't see that at all. They just want attention. Tell me I'm pretty, text me, blow my phone up, just to not even be with you, but just to keep your attention. You know, look at what a lot of these women post today. They think that's like all that men want. It's like, yeah. So my advice, let women earn their place in your life. You know, pursue, don't chase. And what I mean by that is let them know you're interested and you want to take them out. And if there's no mutual, like if she's not meeting you halfway, don't text her, don't call her, move on. Be cutthroat. Listen, I have learned, let me see how many minutes I got, that when it comes to, listen to me, when it comes to communicating with women, less is more. And you can become a master communicator by emulating how they communicate. And what I mean by that is when you are texting a woman, know this, women do things based off how they feel, meaning she's going to text you back when she feels like it. That could be in 2 hours. That could be in 2 days. You should be doing the same. If you are talking to someone, you get back to them when you feel like it. That could be 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I don't care if you want to call that playing games. I don't think it is. It's just, if anything, as a man, you should be having stuff going on in your life anyway, working on something. Get back to people when you feel like it. You should never feel like you have this urgency to get back to someone, especially women, because they're going to do things when they feel like it. So when it comes to communicating, you should be doing the same. I'm going to leave that at that. Let me know what you guys think about this. I learned a lot through this particular relationship and my past friendships. I think I'm just going to end this series as this, and I'm going to just continue to, aside from my other content, I'm just going to spew my thoughts, my daily life thoughts about a variety of topics, just to be more personal with you guys. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. I just wanted to be very transparent with y'all. Let me know what you guys think and tap in for the next video and subscribe if you're feeling my energy or feeling my authenticity. I appreciate it.